We're told AI will solve everything, cure diseases, drive cars, even plan our holidays. The promise is that these machines will make life effortless, removing the stress and uncertainty from even the most personal experiences. But what happens when we let go of the wheel entirely and trust a machine to shape our memories? So, in the spirit of curiosity and maybe a little skepticism, I decided to let a travel algorithm called Odyssey plan my next trip. No guidebooks, no recommendations from friends, just pure, unfiltered AI decision-making. The rules were simple. I'd give it my preferences. Brutalist architecture, no direct sunlight, lukewarm drinks, and it would have total control. No human input, no last-minute changes, no second-guessing. My quirks and oddities would be the only clues Odyssey had to work with. Odyssey dove deep into my digital life, analyzing everything from my film tastes to my grocery receipts, piecing together a portrait of who I am. Then, it spat out a plan. 72 hours, 2 continents, Tokyo to Iceland. A journey I never would have chosen for myself. It was a logistical blitz, not a holiday. Every minute accounted for, every transfer optimized. Still, I surrendered, curious to see if the algorithm could surprise me or just exhaust me. Could a machine really understand what makes a trip great? Or would it just optimize the fun out of it? Was I about to discover a new way to travel or lose the magic of spontaneity forever? With a sigh, I packed my coat and my doubts, ready to become a passenger in my own life. As I zipped up my suitcase, I wondered, was I about to embark on the ultimate adventure or just another perfectly planned mistake? Tokyo, according to Odyssey, was a checklist, a city of endless possibility, reduced to a single line on an itinerary. The anticipation of arrival was quickly replaced by the pressure to maximize every minute, to move with purpose rather than curiosity. I landed at 11:04 p.m., hustled to a capsule hotel, my room, a fiberglass pod, efficient but soulless. There was no time to soak in the city's energy, or even glance out at the glowing skyline. The pod was a marvel of space-saving design, but it felt more like a storage unit for travelers than a place to rest. No ramen for breakfast, just a protein shake from a convenience store, optimized for walking. The flavors of Tokyo, its steaming bowls and bustling markets, were replaced by efficiency, calories calculated for speed, not enjoyment. I barely tasted anything, focused only on the next step. My only activity, a tour of the Nakagin Capsule Tower, was perfect for my interests, but over before I could linger. I wanted to pause to absorb the details, but the schedule didn't allow it. The building's history and uniqueness deserved more than a fleeting visit. Then, straight to the airport. No time to reflect, no chance to let the city leave its mark on me. My suitcase rolled behind me, echoing the rush of my visit. Odyssey treated Tokyo as a task, not a destination. The city's soul was lost in the rush, its stories left untold. I was there, but I wasn't present. No time for neon lights, street food, or wandering. The city's magic slipped by, unnoticed, as I hurried from one obligation to the next. Just a box ticked on a relentless to-do list. Tokyo deserved more, and so did I. So did. Odyssey's plan unraveled in the Tokyo subway. A closed transfer tunnel, announced only in Japanese, threw everything off. The AI, oblivious, kept insisting I walk through a wall. I missed my train. Hungry, I rebelled against its vending machine lunch and grabbed yakitori from a street vendor. The AI's itinerary was a straight line, blind to detours and discoveries. It saw cities as waypoints, not living places. The best moments, getting lost, tasting something new, were exactly what Odyssey tried to eliminate. Iceland was a shock. Odyssey had me drive straight from the airport to a glacier hike, ignoring the raging storm outside. The tour was, unsurprisingly, cancelled. Only then did the AI adapt, instantly rebooking me at the Blue Lagoon Spa. Floating in warm water as the storm raged, I realized the AI could react fast, but only after failure. It couldn't anticipate, only respond. The pivot was impressive, but the pleasure was accidental, a byproduct of a near miss, not a plan. Odyssey's trip was ruthlessly efficient, cheap flights, Spartan rooms, and a schedule that left no moment unplanned. Every detail was optimized for cost and time, with not a second wasted. On paper, it looked flawless, a masterpiece of logistics and savings. But in reality, it was missing something essential. We raced from one landmark to the next, determined to see the maximum sights in minimum time. But it felt like a task, not a holiday. There was no joy, no story, just a string of completed objectives and photos snapped in a hurry. The trip was efficient, but it was empty. A human would have known when to linger at a beautiful spot, when to skip the capsule hotel for something with a little more comfort, or when to slow down and savor the moment. Only a real traveler knows when to follow the smell of street food, to take a detour for a hidden cafe, or to pause for a spontaneous conversation with a local. AI can book flights, but it can't find wonder or create memories that last. For business, maybe I'd trust it. For adventure, never. The perfect trip isn't flawless, it's human, unpredictable, and messy. Next time, I'll plan my own holiday with all its beautiful imperfections, and I'll make sure there's a real bed, not just a place to sleep, but a place to dream. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more travel guides, hidden gems, and tips to make your next adventure unforgettable.